President Trump right there, set to unveil his Mideast peace plan this afternoon following meetings with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his chief political rival Benny Gantz yesterday. The proposal expected to favor Israel, but the president says there's a good chance all sides will eventually get on board. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Jay Carafano joins us now. He's Vice President for National Security and Foreign Policy at the Heritage Foundation. Good morning, James.
Good to be with you.
What's your sense, first of all, big picture about the fact that both of these men, both President Trump and the Prime Minister, have political problems back home and would prefer to be talking about this big plan?
Well, that's one of the reasons why the timing on this is good. There's lots of reasons to put this plan out right now. Actually getting peace isn't one of them. The number one and the most important thing is it shows the United States is a strong supporter of Israel. That's our most vital ally in the region, so it definitely strengthens that. Sends a message to the Arab countries that the United States is engaged in the region and here to stay. We're not isolationists. We're not leaving. So that strengthens our hand. And the other thing is it puts pressure on Fatah, the Islamic Jihad, Hamas, because it says it's going right to the Palestinian people and say, look, the problem here is the people who are governing you. And if you get rid of them, you can have a much, much better future. And that, when you add in the pressure that we're putting on the Iranians, because all these guys are surrogates of the Iranians, it puts a lot of pressure on them. So it accomplishes a lot of things, but it's probably not going to lead to peace right now.
Probably not going to lead to peace, you say. Is that partly because of a lack of Palestinian buy-in? Because we show those two men together, the president and prime minister have forged a close relationship. There's a sense President Trump has a lot of political capital with the prime minister that could lead him to say, OK, I'm going to support a Palestinian state. But what's your sense about the plan? The details have still been sketchy. Will President Trump go as far to say he wants a Palestinian state?
There is a path to eventual Palestinian statehood in the plan. Here's the problem is Islamic Jihad, Hamas, Fatah, they all thrive off the war. They have no incentive for peace because they benefit them. It gives them a reason to suppress their own people. It gives them a reason to be corrupt. They rake all the money off the top. They're doing fine. So, you know, it's like the old IRA. The IRA had no interest in peace because they were benefiting off the war. It's when the calculation changed and the IRA realized that they were losing the support of the people that they turned and opted for peace. And I think that's the strategy here.
OK. What unites these two men, of course, among other things, is the fact that both the president and prime minister have talked about the nuclear threat from Iran. They also both talk about the threat from ISIS. Interesting headline from the Washington Examiner saying, quote, a new stage in our war. ISIS announces it will focus on Israel attacks. Talk about the stakes there as well. Is this for real, or is this ISIS sort of gasping for relevance at this point?
Yeah, I don't know if we have a good answer for that. It doesn't take a lot of resources to mount a campaign that can kill and hurt people. ISIS has really become the Middle East ambulance chaser. You have to show that you're relevant, that you're fighting, that you're strong. They've lost their caliphate, the ultimate embarrassment. So they have to find ways to kill people to demonstrate they're still in the fight. So they see the news about the peace process. There's, of course, anger among the Palestinian leadership about this. So ISIS sees an opportunity here. Whether they actually follow through or not, we'll have to see. There's lots of examples of them claiming things, saying they're going to do things, and they don't. But there's also examples where they go out and kill people. So It is something that I think officials will have to take seriously.
All right. We'll be watching closely. Jay Carafano, we appreciate it. The president and prime minister will be coming out 12 noon Eastern. We'll cover it live.